Yo, 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 the Big D ready to rumble, revealing my 2025 March Madness bracket. Oof. How long will it take until my bracket turns to crap this weekend? well, March Madness, first full coming tomorrow, bracket really gets going on Thursday, and it's time to reveal my bracket. Well, before I tell you about my bracket, please subscribe, like, and share the Driving to the Top Productions and the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page. You can also check me out on Twitch at the Big D 3300 and Driving to the Top Productions. Also on my Facebook page, Dylan Schmittler, SCHMITTLVO. You know, maybe not at 3 o'clock in the morning, but you can always ask me for picks. Who's going to the Final Four, who's going to end up in San Antonio, how many upsets do you have, and all that. But before I tell you about my bracket, just wanted to go over each of the regionals. Um, to me, unequivocally, the West region is the hardest one, not just with the teams, but the good coaches, with Rick Pitino, Bill Self, Dan Hurley, and John Calipari. Three Hall of Fame coaches and the back-to-back national championship coach. So, despite Florida win the SC tournament, the Gators have got a very difficult region. I think for Auburn being number one seed, a very tricky second round game against either Creighton and Louisville, two teams I think will grossly underseed. How was Louisville an 8th seed, but Clemson at 5? And I don't think Clemson's was bad at 5. I think if you want to if the committee's going to put Clemson as a 5, then Louisville should have been in that same range, especially with Louisville getting a better ACC record, and then of course being Clemson and Charlotte. So that's just an oddity. And I think, and the fact that that game's in Lexington, so Louisville doesn't even have to get on a plane. You imagine if Louisville beats Creighton, Louisville is 75 miles from campus, so that might be all wrecked. Auburn might be playing a second round away game at Rupp Arena. And I mean, just saying, there've been more than a few upsets. Didn't Steph Curry and Davidson play in, what was it, Raleigh back in 2008? Or George Mason went DC? Heck, even South Carolina got a home court advantage against Duke a few years ago. And then East, question is how healthy is Cooper Flag? From everyone telling me he looks ready to rumble, and I think Duke's a serious contender to win. Like the draw from Duke, playing first couple games in Raleigh, so no real travel there. And teams that I think Duke should match up well against. I mean, Alabama can put up points on anybody, but the Grant Nelson injury is a big worry for the Tide. Wisconsin actually playing really fast, much different than the Bo Ryan Wisconsin teams. Arizona, I don't know what to think of Arizona. Oregon with Dane Altman. Then in Indy, Houston, Kelvin Sampson, underappreciative again. Seems like nobody thinks Kelvin Sampson can win, but yet Houston, the number one seed again. Tennessee, one of these years, Tennessee's going to make the Final Four. Rick Walton's been so consistent the last few years. Kentucky put up points on anybody. Purdue, not near the same team, but still great point guard, Brain Smith. I think could be a very fun region in Minneapolis. So, without further ado, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can share screen. Yeah, there, there. And then I will hit full screen. So, I will start in the upper left with the South region. Auburn, yeah, I don't think Auburn will have a problem with its first 4 points. I will pick the Tigers. Louisville and Creighton, probably one of the hardest games for me to pick. But I think Louisville is better, and playing in Lexington helps. Michigan and UC San Diego. Honestly, it's a tricky game. UC San Diego won 30 games. Michigan's coming in strong, of course. Former FAU coach has done things. Michigan beat Purdue a couple times in the regular season. Just won the Big Ten tournament. UC San Diego. I mean, it's only a 3.5 point spread, and seemingly you wonder how Michigan will be flying across the country, playing late at night. It'll be right at UC San Diego's perfect time this weekend. I think Michigan wins, but it'll be close. Yale and Texas A&M. Now, A&M's a really strong defense team. A lot of big wins. Beat Texas Tech. Beat Purdue. Beat Auburn a couple weeks ago. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Not a great shooting team. Team with Wade Taylor, Zerick Phelps. And Yale, of course, seemingly Ivy League teams can pull upsets in the first round. I mean, with Townsend and Podolakis, this year one, what is it, 22, went 22-7. Didn't play the greatest schedule. I mean, played Purdue and Minnesota well. But Yale's like the exact opposite of A&M. Shoot the ball well, grab offensive rebounds, prevent second chances. And the kind of team that could give A&M problem, plus could slow down the game. I mean, I don't think this would be a high scoring game or high pace game. I think A&M's better, but I could see that game going either way. Ole Miss against San Diego State and North Carolina. I think we've heard for the last 24 hours or so about whether North Carolina should or shouldn't have made the tournament. Man, I think North Carolina beat San Diego State and Dayton, but I think Ole Miss ultimately wins this first round game. And then Lipscomb and Iowa State now. A few months ago, I would have said Iowa State's team can end in the Final Four. Few injuries, Lipscomb. I don't know. I mean, Lipscomb can definitely score the ball. I think Iowa State's better. Lipscomb could hang with Iowa State, but who knows? New Mexico and Marquette. Cam Jones is Marquette's go-to score averages 19 plus. I mean, Marquette got some big time wins, beat Purdue. Cam Jones can play great. Marquette, Stevie Mitchell. You but there's Mexico's coming in hot. I don't know what it is. Beat UCLA, beat VCU, beat San Diego State, beat Utah State a couple times. The defense stands up. Really good defensive rebound team. Donovan Dent, Nelly Joseph. I know New Mexico hasn't done well in the tournament lately, but they've got a lot of good wins. And you know what? I think New Mexico ends its draw in the tournament, beating Marquette. Michigan State and Bryan. This isn't a great Michigan State team. This is not the 2000 team that won the Natty over Florida, but Michigan State's too good for Brian. Give me Tom Izzo and Mulch, please. So where to next? How about we go upper right with the East region? Duke. If Duke's anywhere in the state of North Carolina, I think the Dukies win. Mississippi State and Baylor. Oh gosh, what the heck happened?
What does it hook to?
Here.
This?
Yes.
Oh. There. Oops. Wait a minute.
Sorry. Sorry. I need to. So I'm back. Sorry. Sorry. Freaking unmute me. So back. Sorry. I effed up my mic. So back to the East region for a minute. Duke, Baylor, Oregon, Arizona, BYU, Wisconsin, Vanderbilt, Alabama, and then Midwest, Houston, Gonzaga, Clemson, Purdue, Illinois, Kentucky, UCLA, Tennessee, Florida, Connecticut, Colorado State, Maryland, Missouri, Texas Tech. Now the region of Doom. Now the pod of Doom with 3 Hall of Fame coaches. Kansas and Arkansas. Ooh, Hunter Dickinson, Zig Mayo. I mean, it's a team that beat Duke, beat Iowa State, beat Arizona. Experience, Bill Self and March. I mean, they can flat out handle teams down low. But Arkansas may be the biggest box of chocolate team in the country. How healthy is Bookie Flan? Is he able to go? You know, beat Kentucky, Texas, all these transfers, Honestly, thank you. I hate when I unmute my mic. Mute or unmute my mic. I think Arkansas beats Kansas in Providence, which would set out a potential second round game against St. John's. I mean, Rick Pitino in Providence, where he coached a Final Four. Now, I will take everybody to the Final Four from here on out. South Region, Auburn and Louisville. Oof, that would be tempting. I think Auburn wins a road game against Louisville. Michigan A&M. I think A&M's better. I'm not, and I want to see Buzz Williams sued in a Sweet 16. Iowa State and Ole Miss, despite the injuries, I think Iowa State wins. New Mexico, Michigan State. I'm taking Sparty. Duke and Baylor, even though Baylor's got a really good coach, assuming Cooper Flag's healthy, Duke should win. Oregon and Arizona, 2 sides that would be very familiar with one another. But I think the better coach is wearing green and yellow. Give me the Ducks in that game. BYU and Wisconsin, I think there could be a lot of points in that game. And I think BYU wins in Denver. Vanderbilt and Alabama, another SEC second round matchup. But Alabama should win. Oof. Imagine those teams met in the Sweet 16. So Auburn and A&M, wait a minute, they just played each other, right? I think Auburn wins in Atlanta. Iowa State, and Michigan State. I think Michigan State wins this game. And then here I will have Duke and Oregon. I'm taking the Blue Devils. BYU and Alabama. I think the Tide survive. So, down here, Florida and UConn. I mean, you imagine Florida being the hottest team in the country and get UConn in the second round. I think the Gators win. Colorado State and Maryland. I think Maryland wins. Missouri and Texas Tech. Also in St. John's. Boy, I want to see that game so bad. Johnny's. Houston Gonzaga. That's a tough game. If it's a Gonzaga team of 2-3 years ago, I think the Zags have a chance. Not this year. Clemson, Purdue. I've got Clemson winning it, even though I love Braden Smith as a point guard. Illinois, Kentucky, I think the Cats survive. Then UCLA, Tennessee, I think Tennessee's better than the Bruins this year. So Sweet 16, the region of depth for Florida, Maryland against the Gators. I think the Gators win. Tech against St. John's. Maybe a little bit of a surprise here. I have Texas Tech winning. I don't know why. I mean, JT Toppin's a double-double machine. And even though St. John's is capable of like pressuring teams, I think Texas Tech's bigger down low and can wear out the Johnnies up front. And then in the Midwest, Houston, Clemson. I think Houston wins. Kentucky and Tennessee. That might be a few points scored in that game. I think Tennessee wins. So in my Elite Eight, I have Auburn, Michigan State, Duke, Bama, Florida, Texas Tech, Houston, Tennessee. How many 1 seeds do I have to go into the Final Four? Well, you're about to find out. I think Auburn, Michigan State. Oh, man. I think Auburn's better. I think Auburn's got, even though Michigan State's got a lot of big guys against Brew, I think Auburn's better this year. I think Auburn, specifically with that game being in Atlanta. Duke, Alabama, both teams are healthy. It might be first team to 95 wins. But I think Duke's going back to the Final Four under Coach Shai this year. I think this Duke team might have the most NBA level talent in the country. Florida and Texas Tech. I think the Gators come out of the San Francisco region. Florida's got all kinds of dudes, the 3 guards, bigs, plus Todd Golden coach in San Francisco. I think Florida's season deserves a Final Four appearance. And you know what? I think Tennessee beats Houston. I don't think Tennessee loses to a 1 seed again. I have all the respect for Kelvin Sampson, but I think Tennessee gets the job done over Houston. So I have 3 SEC teams and Duke. One Final Four, Florida and Auburn. The Gators beat Auburn at Auburn Arena earlier this season, and I think Florida will end up doing it again. Duke, Tennessee. I love the job Rick Barnes does for giving me Cooper Flag and the Dukies, and I hope I have not put in the kiss of death on anybody, buddy. If Norfolk State or Duke's opponent from the first 4 or the win, I'm gonna look like an idiot. So Duke and Florida. I've thought about this for about the last 25, 26 hours. I think this is Florida's year to win. I think it'd be a great championship game. I think it'd be a high-scoring championship game. So I have Auburn, Florida, Duke, Tennessee with the Gate in my Final Four, with the Gators ultimately winning the Natty in San Antonio, Texas this year. Bracket submitted. Do I have to fill it out? You hate Coach Cal for Arkansas. Well, you imagine if he ends up being Bill Self and Rick Pitino, then everybody in then everybody in Arkansas will love him. So everybody can tell me how bad my picks are. Everybody can tell me whether or not I'm a genius. I'm an idiot. Maybe I went for too much chalk. I mean, honestly, I don't see a lot of upsets. I think the top teams are where they should be. I don't see a 16 being a 1. I mean, I could see a 12 being a 5. I mean, would it surprise me if a 9 being an 8, a 10 being a 7, and 11 being a 6? No. But it's one of the greatest things about this tournament. Anything can happen. I mean, it's this year's tournament feels like it will be um one where I saw Jay Williams' bracket where he's got all the 1 and 2 seeds in the Elite Eight. I don't have all of them, but I've got most of the top teams making deep runs in this tournament. Does that mean it will happen? No, but I see situations. Could Gonzaga potentially beat Houston? Maybe, but I don't think this is the same Gonzaga team. And is there an advantage maybe? Ball been playing in Atlanta, of course. Specifically the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. I mean, but if anybody wants to challenge me, go ahead and hit me up. You can challenge me at Dylan S Sports One, Smoky Spectrum Sports YouTube page. Hit me up, Facebook, Twitch. I mean, I'm up for a bracket challenge. I mean, I I try and make perfect brackets. I think a few years ago, Warren Buffett, announced $1 billion challenge if anybody created a perfect bracket. There won't be any perfect brackets this year. I mean, who's going to be the upset this year? Like, is High Point going to wreck anybody's brackets? Or Omaha, Norfolk State, or Wofford? Who's going to be that Cinderella? Who's going to be the FGC wrecking everybody's bracket this year? Or potentially, what team could underperform? What if Cooper Flag's injuries worse than we thought, and maybe Duke is bound? Might not be good for the tournament, but that's a story for another day, right? I mean, doesn't matter what bracket you play, whether it's on ESPN, I think DraftKings, Yahoo, CBS Sports, there will be all kinds of bracket challenges, bracket survival pools, or some of my favorites. We have to pick a team for every day, but you can only use that team. So you don't want to use all your good teams early and save teams later and vice versa. But there's some strategy, almost like a survival pool in the NFL, picking on who to use and who not to use. So thanks for tuning into my streams. I reveal my 2025 March Madness bracket. So hopefully my picks are good. So happy St. Patrick's Day. Brought out the green for everybody tonight. And you know, you know what? Whether it be dunks, whether it be threes, whether it be brackets busting, upset, Cinderella, March Madness is just around the corner. First for them all, first round Thursday and Friday. You know what that means? Plenty of fireworks. So this is the Big D signing off for now.